For this sprint, I researched options for building and deploying locally for our simulation so that we could test the integration with Smart Sparrow easily. Beforehand, we were not able to actually use our local builds with Smart Sparrow, so I had to research some solutions to this because Smart Sparrow does require secure URLs. So I was able to configure Nginx and deploy it locally with a self-signed certificate so that we could test our simulation integration with Smart Sparrow without having to build and deploy to the Azure cloud, which was very time consuming. In addition, our Azure student subscription has expired, so we can no longer deploy there anyway, so we had to find out another solution. And in addition to this, I also worked on creating a message repository for our messaging system so that we can expose strings from the simulation into the SimCAPI API.
So this week I worked on building the UI part of our simulation. So that's basically this HUD right here that you see. This week I wanted to develop the messaging system, which is how we'll display messages to the user during the tutorial section of the castle building portion. So the first change that I made this week was you can now control the camera with drag and click and drag. So you can see that I can move the mouse freely and the camera only move when I'm clicking down. And this is actually going to be a lot easier than before. It was bound to the mouse at all times, and that ended up being pretty wonky. So now it's click and drag. The messaging system, if I press T on my keyboard here, you can see this value changing, signifying that I'm basically just making this random number every time. But it's just proof of concept that we can have a message be delivered to the messaging system in real time on command. And then also I can close and open this dialog. So that is another proof of concept that we can open and close the dialog based on actions in real time. And then yeah, so just basically getting this set up.
Our goals was to make a destructible wall, and we were able to accomplish this through scripting and through designing in Unity. So over here I have a script to place a cube. Hopefully it's big enough to where you can see this is 12 and 12 right here. So I can press the play on here. And I just press the Alt button and it creates a wall that's 12 bricks wide by 12 bricks high. And this wall is destructible, and as you shoot projectiles at it, as long as enough hit points go away because of the projectile, the wall is destroyed. And then you're able to change the size of the wall, so I can go, let's go 7 by 14, or by 16. Oh, looks like we got a thinner and taller wall. So I can start throwing bricks at it, start throwing shots at it, and then eventually the wall starts falling apart.